I think it shows in your training as well. You have a very good cardio.
Well, I'm from India, which might be surprising to some people. Mm, the ideologies between the Nazis and the Allies, although they were different, but there were a lot more similarities between them that one would.
It's Rudyard Kipling,
Yeah,
the author of Jungle Book.
yeah, the Jungle Book, but he also wrote that poem as well. So like I knew about him a little bit, and that like as a child you have a different view on different personalities.
Particularly, do you find interesting about it?
Well, Caesar, that his name has inspired for a salad.
Extraordinary People podcast. I'm here with another inspiring person, a training partner, Raunak. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm just a little tired now,
You've come from the gym, right?
so just a little tired.
How long did you end up spending in there?
Around an hour and a half, and just it's always tiring in the end. And I hate going in the mornings, but that's the best time to be when it's not really busy. So
And do you have a regular schedule that you go for?
yeah, almost every day. I try to. Sometimes you can't always go to the gym, but I try.
I think it shows in your training as well. You have a very good cardio. I know you sometimes feel differently about it, but you can generally push the pace when needs be. We know each other from kickboxing and from MMA classes here at Olympus. What got you into martial arts?
Well, just after watching it, I really thought that I would enjoy doing it. I knew about some fighters, and I thought if I started learning it, then I might get a better perspective on how. And it's fun, not getting punched in the face, but generally it's fun. It has been fun. That's what has kept on bringing me back here again and again.
Oh, awesome. That's really nice to hear. And obviously we've built a community. There's other people from the class who've come onto the in front of the camera as well. So tell me what you're studying. Tell me a bit about yourself. Where have you come from? What do you study?
Well, I'm from India, which might be surprising to some people, but I am Indian, so that's. And I'm studying history right now, and I'm in my final year. And like I chose this subject because I have always been passionate about it for like since as long as I can remember. So and I thought that the reviews of this place were really good, so I decided to come here.
Many questions come up from that. I think one important one is it true that history is always written by the victors? That's always something that we're told. Can you get a nuanced view on a historical fact, do you think?
Yes, you can, but it is true to some extent. I'm not going to say it's completely true. As historians, you are obligated to see other perspectives, not just the one who's winning. But let's even if you look at the World War II, the ideologies were like mm, the ideologies between the Nazis and the Allies, although they were different, but there were a lot more similarities between them that one would imagine. As they did believe in the white man's burden to some extent. All of them did believe into the white man's burden to some extent. So I would say, even though we might portray the Allies as like this liberators, there is a lot of nuance in between that needs to be addressed.
So yeah, speaking of the white man's burden, as you put it, I think I came across that term the first time when I was researching about a famous author and a favorite author of mine for a while, and that was Rudyard Kipling,
Yeah.
the author of Jungle Book.
Yeah, the Jungle Book, but he also wrote that poem as well. So like I knew about him a little bit, and that like as a child you have a different view on different personalities, but as you keep on reading stuff about them, you might realize maybe not all your heroes are who they seem to be at
Yeah.
first glance.
So just for the viewers, in case somebody doesn't know, what exactly, in a nutshell, did he say in this poem?
Well, he basically said that it's a white man's burden to civilize other races. So like that's just basically it. You're all free to read the poem for yourself.
Fair enough, fair enough. Maybe, yeah, there'll be some civilization that comes out of that poem. This is a joke, of course. Yeah, no, but he did, apart from that, he did write some pretty
Yeah,
good
he
books.
did, like I love the Jungle Book,
Yeah.
to be honest, but that's the only book I'm familiar with.
There's some other really good ones. There's like the one about the mongoose versus the snake, Riki Tiki Tavi.
I think I've heard about it, but I haven't read it.
I recommend it. I recommend it. So, okay, so you studied history, and a thing that comes immediately to mind. Did you ever play Age of the Empires, the game?
A long time ago, not recently, but yeah.
Well, you're not like me. I play every weekend.
Yeah,
It's-
I'm not into gaming a lot.
Fair enough. It's quite healthy, but no, I think that definitely. So things like that, films, games, these sort of things bring civilizations and yeah, cultures to life for us in terms of history. So, what are some of the civilizations or cultures that have inspired you?
Well, I would have to say the Roman Empire for sure, because like people might not know this. It has it. People definitely know this, but they do not really think about it a lot. But the Roman Empire was really cool, to be honest.
I'm sure you've seen on social media. There's that
Yeah,
funny meme.
Like you would be surprised how many times a man thinks about the Roman Empire in a day.
So you've just done that.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes, not always, but yeah, it's fun to think about.
Yeah. And what specifically do you find interesting about it?
Well, Caesar, although he wasn't technically an emperor, but his name has inspired for a salad, as well as the title of emperors afterwards, Kaiser or Tsar, stuff like that. And the fact that he was stabbed a lot of times,
Oh, I didn't know
like
that.
when he was assassinated.
Oh. Yeah, I probably need to do some reading up on my history. I just know him from the Gladiator film, and he says, I don't know whether he actually said that cool quote or not, death stares at us all in the face, all we can do is smile back.
I'm not sure about that, but he did say VINI, VIDI, VICI, which roughly translates to I came, I saw, I conquered.
Yeah. It's a pretty bad boy quote. So, in terms of a history degree, what kind of prospects, I mean, did you do it for the specific learning opportunity? Did you have some career path in mind? Have you got a career path in mind? Fill us in a little bit about this.
Well, I'm a little conflicted right now about my career path, but I did the course because I was really interested in history for a very long time, and now I'm just thinking about stuff. I'm not really sure at this point in my life, because lately, honestly speaking, things haven't gone my way, so I'm just a little confused at the moment.
I understand, and I remember we had a conversation a couple of months ago where you, and I think it's to your credit, you had things very finely mapped out in your head of what you wanted to do when. So you almost had like a plan by this age or by this week you wanted to do this and you wanted to do that. And how have you found adapting to that? Because you seemed very sure about it at the time, and obviously as we can't control everything around us, how do you feel about it now?
Well, I still have a plan, but at the moment I have just I know for a plan to work, you would have a point A and a point B, but there are a lot of alphabets in between. You have to be at point C, point D. But I used to plan all the alphabets out, but for now I'm just I just have a plan between point A and point B, but I haven't planned out everything in between, so I'm just improvising.
Yeah. But I think that's great, right? I think that if you, because it's obviously a lot of stress on yourself as well.
Yeah.
Like,
It's a lot.
but what would you like to do if you had the choice? If your plans went to the way that they were supposed to?
Well, become a dull bureaucrat.
Hey, what? Sorry?
A dull bureaucrat or join politics.
Okay.
That's the best thing I think anyone can say.
And which political party or which
Well, the one that gets me elected to parliament.
Okay. And here in the Netherlands or back home? Or?
Back home, I would say I'm not really interested in the politics here or learning a new language at this age.
Break it up.